Hello, welcome to the next homework for Paul McWhorter's Raspberry Pi Pico lesson number 15, in which we are using for loops to create some blinking RGB LEDs. Okay, so setup is obviously similar to what Paul had on his lesson, except we've got an RGB LED, so we have 3 resistors going to the single LED. If you remember from last week, I've actually got a common anode LED rather than the common cathode that Paul has on his. So I've got a 3 volt supply into the 4th leg of my LED, and then I've got the red, green and blue coming back to pins 13, 14 and 15. So on the code, we'll import pin and PWM from the machine. We'll from time import sleep. Then we set up the red pin, green pin and blue pins, as say 13, 14 and 15. To make things easier or more clear for most people as we get further into the code, I've just set up 3 variables for the values I'm going to put into the LED duties, because obviously my LEDs are the opposite way around to everybody else's. So my on will be 0, my off will be 65535, and my mid is halfway between the two, 32,768. Then we set up the red, green and blue LED as pulse width modulation pins on the pin numbers that we've set up already. We set up the frequencies of 3 and we set them off to start with, just so that as we go into it the LED isn't on when it starts. Now I have set up a function for the blinking, which when we get down to the code later, it will call for the blink and it will send back a value which we'll call blink color. And I've said if the blink color is red, then set the LEDs to this state, so the red one will be on, the green will be off and the blue will be off, and then sleep for half a second. If the blink color is green, then the red will be off, the green will be on and the blue will be off, again sleep for half a second. If it's blue, again red off, green off, blue on, and so on with the various options for the other colours: cyan, magenta, yellow, orange, white, and as Paul requested, off. Obviously if it's off, then all 3 LEDs will be off. So the actual code for doing the work: I've set up an array, so colours is where I'm going to store all the names of the colours. Then we ask how many blinks the person would like. So we'll input that as an integer, so we know it's going to be a number for when we want to use it later on. So number of blinks equals integer of input, how many blinks would you like. Then we print what colour should the blinks be. And then what we're going to do is, for each colour that they've asked for, if they ask for 10, say, then we're going to cycle through the 10 and ask for a colour for each one. So for I, in the range of the number of blinks that they've asked for, in the range of num blinks, the first colour will be the input, and we're going to specify the number of the colour they're after. Now, as I in the range of num_blinks will start with a 0, I've just added 1 to the 0 so that the first number they see is number 1. So the first LED, as far as the person inputting, will be LED 1. Then as I was taught last week, I've used the lower function to basically convert the input into a lowercase word. And what I've done is I've also added something so that if you put in a high number but you don't want to have a different LED for each say, let's say you put 50 in and you want to have, say, 5 LEDs repeating, then if you put in your first 5 LEDs, let's say you put in red, green, blue, yellow, white, if you then put in the word repeat, then it will just repeat those in the array until it gets to the end of the 50 count that you want. So if colour is repeat, then we've set up a variable to do a count, and we've said for j in the range of I, because I is the number that you will have got to at this point, to num_blinks, which is the total number of blinks that you want, in steps of 1, then we're going to append to the array the colour of copy. So copy initially would be the very first colour that was put into the array, and then each time until we get to the end of the quantity of num_blinks, we increase the copy so that the copy will go to number 2, and then we append number 2 to the end. If we've got the repeat, then once we've done this and gone through and filled up the whole array with the colours that we're repeating, then we break out of the if statement. We break out of the for statement. If the colour that's input isn't break, then we just append that colour to the array. So the first time through, obviously, the first if statement won't be valid because you'll be putting a colour in. So you'll get down to this if statement, and that colour will be appended to the colours array. Once we've got all the colours that we want, or if we want to repeat some, then we've got the repeat statement, which copies them all to the end of the number of blinks. Then we go to another for loop. We said for k in colours, blink k. So k will take the first word in the array and put that forward to the blink function as the blink colour. And then that will keep looping through for all the colours that are in the array. Then when it finishes that, we'll switch all the LEDs off, and it goes back to the beginning. It clears the array, and then we'll start again, asking how many blinks the person would like for the second set. Then they can go through again, input whatever colours you'd like. Again, repeat if you want, or just put different colours in. And when all the numbers are in, when all the colours are in, then we blink those colours, clear the LEDs, and start again. Okay, let's give it a go and see how it works. Okay, so how many blinks would you like? We'll start off nice and easy. We'll have 3 colours. Okay, what colour would the blinks be? Number 1, we'll say red. number 2, green, number 3, blue. We press enter. It did work, but I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen. Let me try that again. Okay. So now let's have all 9 colours that we've got on there. So red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, yellow, white, orange, and off. Okay, you possibly can't see the colours very well. I'll do the little trick with the dimming the lights just to see if it makes it clearer. Okay, so let's do another one. We'll go for 6 this time. Yellow, orange, green, white. We'll have an off in the middle, and then we'll have red. Let me just switch the lights off so it makes it a little bit more obvious. There we are. Okay, now for the next one I'm going to show you how the repeat works. So this time we'll have 50 colours, but what we're going to have is we're going to have red, green, yellow, magenta, cyan, and white, and we're going to repeat those colours for the 50 times. There you go. Obviously it doesn't matter whether you get an exact quantity for the loop, because once it gets to the end of counting through the number of blinks that you want, it just stops putting any more into the array. And that's that. So we'll just do one final one. 1,000. And as we've got the coronation of a certain king coming up very soon, in fact next week, we'll have some red and white and blue, and then we'll just repeat those over and over again. There we go. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy the coronation.